He's demanding.
Really? I'm demanding. That's a demand.
Aaron Rodgers is a Jet, and Greg Jennings is here. He's expected to land in New Jersey tonight. Aaron Rodgers, not Greg. Here's Joe Douglas from today.
Aaron's one of the best quarterbacks to ever play this game, and to have an opportunity to add a player of that caliber, you're always gonna look into it and how it fits within our culture, within our team.
Here are the numbers for all the excited Jet fans out there and who you're getting. Last year,
Wow, what a killjoy.
Wild.
Spoken like a true Patriot.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
Wow.
This is a neutral position. I didn't even get a chance to run through them. Worst passer, fewest. Well, his thumb
It was his worst season.
His thumb was hurt, and he's almost as old as I am.
As a starter.
Greg, better chance Roger overperforms like Tom Brady, or underperforms like we just saw Russell Wilson do.
This is interesting because obviously if we're basing it off of Jet quarterback performances, he's going to overperform.
Yeah.
But if we're basing it off of expectation, I think he underperforms.
How come?
Expectations are going to be, we've acquired Aaron Rodgers. We automatically are contenders because of Aaron Rodgers. We do that every year with Green Bay Packers. Yeah. You look at their roster and how it's configured. If we go from not just last year, the year before, they had Devontae Adams, Aaron Lazard, and a cast of other guys in a really good running game. He now is with the Jets. They have Garrett Wilson. I'm not saying he's Devontae Adams, but he is acting as the Devontae Adams. Sure. You have Aaron Lazard. You have a good, decent running game. What's changing? The one thing that's changing is the quarterback. Yep. The expectations of the Jets, now that they just missed the playoffs, is, we got Aaron Rodgers, we're going to be that much better. But let's not forget, they got the NFC East.
Hello. Yeah.
3 out of those 4 teams were playoff teams.
What's the other one?
They have the AFC West.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 out of those 4 teams and the Super Bowl champions. Mm-hmm. Then you have your division, 2 of those teams. So 9 of your 17 teams that you play this year,
right on the money.
Yeah, they're playoff teams. You gotta get over
playoff potential. Brew, I know you don't look at the gambling odds the way I do. I was shocked when I saw this. Odds to win the AFC. This is the order: Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, Jets. 4th best odds. That to me means they're going to underperform. And just a little sidebar here. Now that we've seen the compensation, that it's a first next year. If it's not a first next year, it's a disaster. They should call it a conditional second.
Correct.
It's a first next year, a second this year, and moving up 2 spots, which would have cost you about a 3rd-round pick. So a first, a second, and a 3rd. That's 90% of what it would have cost the Jets to sign Lamar.
Hello.
Like, you know what I mean? Now that I see and it's like, Lamar would have been expensive. Rodgers could retire after a year. You're stuck with the dead money.
Yep.
I get why the Jets did it. There were 34 quarterbacks threw 175 passes last year. The 3 worst by passer rating were the 3 New York Jet quarterbacks. It was Mike White, Zach Wilson, and Joe Flacco. It's a tragedy what they had at quarterback. I get it. Yes. But I don't think they're a contender, Brew.
Well, look, you mentioned the odds in Vegas. You mentioned the expectations of the fans, or really the organization. I think you're talking about. I'm watching people on TV. I'm watching Rex Ryan, the former Jets coach. I'm watching former players say that they are Super Bowl contenders. Everybody is blowing this out of proportion for reasons that you said. And look, I get that Aaron Rodgers, remember he had a couple down years for him before he won those 2 MVPs. Yeah. Well, he was younger then. There's no guarantee at 40 years old, which he'll be in December, that he's about to turn. That's what people are expecting. He'll turn back the clock. Remember, everybody was writing him off a few years ago and he won 2 MVPs. I don't see that happen. He'll be better, but I don't see that happening. And remember this, even if they do have a great regular season, what have I talked about with Aaron Rodgers? In that NFC title game, he's played 5. He's 1-4. He's got 9 touchdowns, 8 picks. A guy that never throws interceptions, throws 8 in 5 games. You were there even the game they won against Chicago. He had no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And so even if they get that far, there's a good chance he won't be himself in that big game.
Miles, do you want to napalm this? Because you don't believe in the Jets.
No, I don't. Well, I don't believe in the Jets as an organization.
Right.
And I don't believe that Aaron Rodgers, who hasn't had a 300-yard passing game in I think 22 games.
Yeah.
So this idea that Aaron Rodgers is going to be great, I think is a little bit foolish. And the other thing I wanted to bring up to you, Greg, because Brew likes to look at the world through a media lens, let's say.
Yeah.
Not afraid to talk about spilling the ink and the old gray lady.
That's right.
So do you think that the back pages of the New York tabloids and the media are going to affect Aaron Rodgers if they get off to a slow start, like Brady got off to a little bit of a slow start? If he's on national television, if NFL wants to throw him out there right away, if they don't start taking off, do you think that's going to get into his head and start affecting his performance?
That I don't. I don't believe that that's going to impact him in any way. I think if it does, he'll understand and know how to handle and manage it. The reason why I say that is because we're talking about a guy who was 24 years old when he took over after Brett and got booed by everyone. The expectations were you're the new quarterback. Can you even be anything remotely close? Well, he was. He was phenomenal. Different circumstances, but he ended up delivering down the road. It's a new time for Aaron Rodgers. For me, I think he understands how to manage all of that. He knows what he's getting himself into. He understands the expectation. I was just talking to Dusty, and Dusty said it'd be interesting to see if he comes to OTAs. That's what I'm interested to see.
Well, thanks, Dusty, for dry running my takes to our guests. Agreed. That will be interesting.
Because
that is the most important thing.
If he takes that approach where he comes in that building as he lands today and he stays and he continues to work with these guys, then I might change my mind and say, okay.
It depends on when OTAs are, though, because he did tell us he has locked into the schedule. He's speaking at a psychedelics conference this summer. That's not a joke. That is true.
It is true.
So I don't know.
True.
I'm not optimistic about this.
Okay.
Title
Title
better than the Patriots.
Up next.
But I'm not optimistic.